What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp. Welcome to Fightful. It is March 27th, 2023. It is WrestleMania week, and Fightful is just ahead of the game. We've got Denise camping out in LA right now.
I got here like 30 years early for WrestleMania.
Yeah, her commitment to coverage of wrestling is unmatched. She showed up 30 years before just to cover this show. I admire that. You guys are going to have a bunch of content, both on this channel, on Denise's channel this week. I'm going to give you guys a little update. Tuesday, we will be doing Listing Your Boy at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm flying out on Wednesday. We will also have the Fightful Roundtable with Shaq, Steve, Larson, and Tempest. And, of course, the NXT review on Wednesday. We are going to have at least one interview. I know we have Billy Stark set up ahead of WrestleMania week. But the AEW review, Robert DeFelice will be filling in for me. I'll be sending in notes as we get them and all that good stuff. Then on Thursday, I'm hoping to have an interview up from Media Day, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday and Sunday as well. We're going to have the Impact review. Because the Impact New Japan show will be at like 2 in the morning Eastern, they'll be talking about that next week as well. You'll have Day After Dynamite, I believe. You'll have the Spotlight. On Friday, again, we'll probably have an interview. You'll have the SmackDown review. Robert's filling in for me there. We'll have the ROH Supercard review. Saturday is Grapsody, the NXT review, the NXT Stand and Deliver review. And then I will be back Saturday night for the post show for WrestleMania. And I'll be doing that with Will Washington. Denise will be at the press conference. There's just a ton going on this week. It's going to be insane. I am so excited for it. And FightfulSelect.com is going to have even more Sour Graps, Q&A shows. Drop the backstage report today. Denise, this is an insane week, but it's a home game for you. How are you feeling about WrestleMania without getting on a plane?
I am so chill. I deserve this, okay? Do you have any idea how many places I've had to go to? And you know, everything's always over in the East Coast. Like, I used to get so pissed when I used to go in there and you'd be like, oh, my flight was only 45 minutes and there was nobody in the Kentucky airport. And, oh, it's like 5 minutes and then I got here. And, oh, I'm also going to go home tonight and I'll be home in about 2 hours. That shit used to piss me off.
That is only Lexington to Chicago, and I don't go to Chicago anymore.
Okay,
like I haven't been to Chicago in 2 years.
I would see you in other places, and you were like, it was like a 2-hour flight. I'm here. It used to make me so mad because I was sitting there in crap ass seats on the airplane for like 5 to 6 hours with my back hurting, my neck hurting, and you know. But anyways, I'm so thankful, man. Like, I feel like this huge amount of weight has been like taken off of my shoulders. Like, I can breathe, I can relax. I feel really good. I get to sleep in my own bed. This is amazing.
Well, guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. We would greatly appreciate that. Subscribe, tap the bell for notifications. If you want to get your question or statement read on the air or on any of the shows this week, donate a super chat here at youtube.com/Fightful. Now, we are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We've got Facebook, all that good stuff. We got every platform possible. Check those out. But make sure you turn those notifications on because I've already got people saying, didn't get notified today, yada, yada. So make sure that you've got that.
Why does that always happen on the Raw post show?
I don't know. It's YouTube hating on me. YouTube hating on me. But get in your super chats that get your question or statement read on the air, like our friends Sheldon and Jonathan and KE775 and Jay Miller are already doing now. Or you can go to humperchats.com. And I know that some of you that are new here are like, what are humper chats? They sound like Denise pretending to be me. What the heck are humper chats? Well, that allows you to leave your question or statement before we go on the air. So, like, say tonight you want to leave a question for the SmackDown review or the WrestleMania review days away. We will have Luis, our great moderator, put those away, and they will be asked then. That is our Streamlabs platform. It's very handy. But let's talk WWE Monday Night Raw. We've got a super chat already. We've got Jonathan Corona saying, hey, Sean, any chance, I know you don't do these often Could be wrong. Do you know any surprises are going to happen at Mania or after Mania? No, I feel like if Jay White's going to show up there, it'll be a surprise for Mania or after Mania.
You know what's funny? Right before you said that, I was going to say, so Sean, do you have any updates on Jay White? Do you think Jay White's going to WWE since it's our number one asked question every week?
SAS says, well, yeah, I do think that Jay White probably should head to WWE. I think if it's going to happen, I think it happens this weekend. That's how I feel. I don't have anything to indicate that. I know he's able to talk to them now. SAS says, Denise, are you going to smell your finger after using the bathroom?
Yes, because I always use good smelling soap. It's a thing, Sean. Just forget
Well,
it.
we kicked off the show with Miz TV. Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus are all there. They're interrupted by Damage Control. Now, I did love the Miz Becky interaction. This was good Becky stuff here, where she's talking about. It was maybe one of the best Miz Balls lines ever, because I'm so over those.
This one line by Becky Lynch was worth all of those months of Miz Balls joke, because I have not ever laughed about the Miz Balls line. I was so over it. This one here was worth it.
Over that, I'm over. Awesome, correct. My hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. None of them get like the right kind of heat from me. It's just like,
no.
Okay, I get it. You're saying the thing that parents said to their kids in the 80s in the car or whenever they were loud, like, ah. And I'm just like, come on, man. But this one was good. Miz says, my balls aren't tiny. They're massive, as verified by my wife. And Becky Lynch replies, well, at least you don't have to worry about Maurice getting around a lot before she met you. And I was like, damn, that was good. That was prime Becky.
I loved it.
That was good stuff.
I thought it was hilarious, man. Becky Lynch completely won me over with this one. She was on another one today. I can tell she's feeling that like WrestleMania energy, because she had like a little extra pep in her step with everything that she did today. She had a super fired up promo. We'll get into the rest of it later on, but this was great. I kind of wish that this was it with the tiny balls and the massive balls and every ball thing related with the Miz. But I'm pretty sure we're going to continue get it all the way through to WrestleMania, because they did the whole little musical bit. So I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about his balls at WrestleMania.
Drag. Anyway, Damage Control interrupts. Bayley is not happy with how any of this went down. She's like, man, you Lita and Trish are coming out of retirement to play second and third banana to Becky Lynch, just to give her something to do. Becky was fired up. The crowd in Phoenix did not react to her being fired up quite as well as they should, until she tossed down the mic. And then I thought it got a good reaction. But she was like, IYO Sky was one of the greatest NXT champions of all time. Dakota Kai. Now, here's where it lost me a little bit. She's like, Dakota Kai's doing nothing. She's a 2-time tag champion and is doing nothing. And I'm like, well, she did do that with Damage Control. But yeah, but Becky was like saying the same thing that we thought. Thought it was over at War Games. Thought it was over at Hell in a Cell. Thought it was over when we won the tag titles. Now it's going to end. And I believe it will end, Denise, because I think they probably win. I think Trish pretty soon turns on Becky, and we see that. But I thought the promo was pretty solid. But, you know, that one Dakota thing is such a minor thing in the grand scheme of things.
Do you think we're still going to be seeing Damage Control stay strong after WrestleMania? Or do you think that they might go their separate ways?
I think they're probably going to see them go their separate ways, which,
because,
you know,
I kind of felt like during this, when Becky was kind of saying, you know, she was going off and she was saying about how, you know, Damage Control, that they are nothing and they haven't done anything and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And kind of how Bayley took away from them and this and that. I kind of felt like, man, you know, I can't really disagree with Becky Lynch here, where I feel like Damage Control started off really hot and you were really excited, like when they all debuted and got together. What was it? SummerSlam. I remember that feeling really cool. And then, you know, they got the tag team championships and it was cool and all, but that quickly went away. That quickly faded out. So I kind of didn't totally disagree with Becky Lynch during this segment here, But so
Sure.
it makes me wonder because I was really excited about Damage Control. And I kind of feel like, yeah, it just the buzz faded away really fast for Damage Control.
It did, and the creative wasn't great.
Yeah, I feel bad because it's all really just there. But I thought Becky Lynch was phenomenal in this. And when Bailey was saying that, that Lita and Trish were nothing as well, and that they were over, 20 years ago and this and that. It was one of those things where I don't know if I necessarily liked that part, but I get why she did it and why they said it. But it does kind of take away just a little bit from it. For me, especially, I did like though that Trish was basically saying, "Well, look at her with the championship. She's clearly something now." I wish they would have given Lita something a little bit more during this. I felt like she probably had. I don't think she even said anything. Did she even say anything? I don't remember her saying anything. I would have
I don't
wished.
think she did.
Yeah,
Maybe one or two things.
I don't
I've
remember
seen.
her saying
I
anything.
thought she said
So
something. I've got a super chat from KE775. It says, "Does Trish turn heel at Mania in your opinion?" So we're going to talk about this match shortly as well, which kicked all kinds of ass. But yeah, we saw Becky doing the media rounds, and she hinted that maybe she'll wrestle on both nights of Mania. One, I think that's a fantastic idea. I would have the 6-woman tag night one. I would also have the women's showcase night one. Then, winner of the women's showcase gets a tag title shot the next night, and Trish Stratus costs Lita and Becky the tag team titles the next night. You could still do,
don't you think they would have announced that though already
maybe. I mean, maybe not.
for
It's
the showcase
Friday.
match, especially?
Yeah, they've got stuff that how they love to do. They love to be like, as reported by Time Magazine.
When are they going to do as reported by Fightful?
Well, I mean, we've done that like 10 times. We've broken stories that they fed
Yeah,
to
but
other
when
people. Stacey Keebler tonight, for the love
but
of
when
God.
they say it on TV, because they're always like
they never
variety.
saying it.
I'm saying on TV. When on TV are they going to be like, as reported by Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp?
As Byron Saxon pops up there, as reported by FightfulSelect.com, Vince McMahon had the creepiest goddamn mustache you're ever gonna see. Like
That would be freaking hilarious. I would die if that happened. Like I would roll over and die.
As reported by FightfulSelect.
It would have to be that exact line about the mustache.
I mean, maybe something like, as reported by FightfulSelect.com, if you want to get stronger, harder erections, check out Blue Chew and the code FIGHTFUL. That's a free one for Blue Chew. But
and they could tie in the Miz on that, tie in the ball joke.
Man.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, this
talking
match
about Trish, but we got this awesome Becky and IYO match. I just think that since Becky came back, she has had the best in-ring run of her entire career. She has been on fire, no pun intended, and this is the type of match we need to see with IYO Sky, a good 10-minute match. One of my favorite parts of this was a German suplex. And I don't know if it was intended this way, but what it looked like was that IYO was going to do a bridging German suplex, and Becky just happened to roll out of the pin. And IYO said, you know what? I'm going to hold on to this and do a bridging German suplex. Fantastic. I thought that they killed it. They have some really fantastic chemistry. And I get a lot of shades of Shelton Benjamin out of IYO Sky. And by that, I mean every single time that she is on Raw or SmackDown and she faces another top-level talent, she kills it. Shelton Benjamin always used to do that. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, The Undertaker, all these people he would work with, and you could see, he could absolutely hang there. We've known that IYO could hang there. It's just a matter of her getting that opportunity at the main roster level that we saw her get in NXT. And I think she can absolutely do it. This match was fantastic, I thought.
I think the reason why this match in particular stood out to me was mainly because of where it was on the show. The last couple of weeks, maybe even months, I feel like if we've gotten any good women's matches where they actually let them go in there and showcase themselves and the match actually has a little bit of, it has something to really get invested to. It's really been you know, if it's like a main event match or something. But they really haven't done that with any of the matches that have occurred during the other parts of the show. A lot of the women's matches have sort of been the same on Raw lately, where it's a very quick and go, get a couple minutes in there, and there's really nothing of substance to really get into the match. And that's been one of my biggest, like, kind of pet peeves when it comes to some of the booking of these matches, because I'm seeing people go out there that I know can do these phenomenal matches, and you're having them go out there, hit a couple moves, and then that's it. They're calling it a day. And so with this one here, I was kind of expecting that. I'm going to be real with you. I really wasn't expecting everything that we got here. Like, I'm not saying I wasn't expecting that these two could have a good match. That's not even my whole thing. It's just that a lot of the booking for these matches, especially in the first, second hour, I really do think we've been getting the same type of matches for the women over and over. So I was very happy that this one kind of broke out and they actually let Io and Becky go at it. And I mean, like, even, you know, just seeing her, it's been a while since I feel I've seen her hit her moonsault, or maybe it just stood out to me a little bit extra today, but that was definitely something. When Becky Lynch did that baseball slide to Io, the way that she completely sold it and how she flew to the other side practically, I thought that was really great. I think what they did here was really just seize the opportunity of this match between the two.
SAS says, hopefully Triple H pushes Io after Mania, just like her NXT days. Yeah, I hope she does get a more substantial push, but I do want to see more long-term women's tag teams as well. And again, I don't necessarily need a Dakota Io split. I would like for them to splinter off from Bayley, but I would like to see, like, maybe the affiliation kept between Dakota and Io, even if they're not a full-time tag team as well.
I just get nervous though, Sean. I get nervous because I'm like, man, like, we need tag teams, right? But then at the same time, whenever we see girls go off on their own, sometimes they don't always invest in them. So I get kind of nervous, like, of the idea of completely separating Damage Control, because I don't know what the future is going to look like for Io. I don't know what the future is going to look like for Dakota. So it does kind of make me a little bit nervous.
I want to wish our friend Vicky well. She's recuperating from surgery. Vicky, we hope you get well soon. Thank you for still tuning in and watching. We greatly appreciate you. Trey says, I like you guys, so here's money. I also got the #1 pick of my fantasy baseball draft. Don't mean to brag. Somebody, a friend of mine, Alex Fuse, said, hey, do you want to join my fantasy baseball league? And I said, no, that is a full-time job. No way. All those games, I used to do that like 15 years ago. It was an everyday thing. I gave up by the beginning of May. It is.
I don't know how they work. How do they work?
Just the same as fantasy football, but
I've never played fantasy anything.
I mean, you want me to break down fantasy football?
No, I'm just saying, like, how do you decide, like, what teams you get or what? Or, like, do you pick?
Well, you draft individual players based on position, and depending on their performance, the better their performance, the better or more points you get. But with baseball, you're updating that every single day, most of the time.
No,
In
that
football,
sounds like
it's
too much work.
Exactly. It ain't for me.
I've never played fantasy anything. Oh, I did play Final Fantasy. Never mind. I did play that.
That is categorically different.
I know, but hey, I'm throwing it in there. It's the only fantasy thing I've done.
Don't even belong in the same conversation.
Hey, it's a game. It has fantasy in it. I'm throwing it in.
That's not the same. Not the same. Andrew Cool says, fingers crossed, no LED stage. Spend it all. I should have some updates and some pictures that we'll post on Fightful Select of the stage soon.
Hey,
Anti and Brick says,
never mind.
What?
I'm not going to say
Wah?
No, never mind. Zip. I was going to say something, but then I was like, nah, I better not.
Anti and Brick says, how are you guys feeling about the card overall? How would you rate your excitement level for this year's Mania compared to other years?
Well, mine is at a 10 out of 10. And really, it's just the fact that I've never seen a show at SoFi Stadium. This is my first time. I've been to the actual stadium, but I've never seen a show. I haven't had WrestleMania here since 21. For me, it's mainly just the fact that it's here that really has my excitement through the roofs.
So, especially as far as a main event, I don't know that I've been as excited for a main event since I mean, Sasha and Bianca, I was excited for the match, but the build was so bad. Rousey, Charlotte, Becky, I was very excited for that, especially for historical reasons.
I was excited when we found out that the KO show was closing WrestleMania, because a lot of us were like, "Oh, does that mean we're going to get a match with Stone Cold? Are we not going to get a match with Stone Cold?" Remember that whole conversation? I was excited
remember when I
about that.
reported it on FightfulSelect.com in January, so I knew pretty much from
Well,
then.
I'm sorry, Sean, but some of us were still excited about it, okay?
But, I mean, I would say, like, I don't remember the last time I've been as excited for a WrestleMania main event as this, and even Usos and Sami Zayn. Like, I'm very excited for those, because a lot of them have been, like, very, very forced main events, like Triple H and Roman Reigns and Brock versus Reigns, all those times, very, very forced type of things.
Yeah.
DNC says, who was the first heel you liked before you knew the deal? Mr. Perfect, I would say. I thought that Mr. Perfect was cool as hell.
I don't know. I was a little kid. I didn't even know. I was just cheering for anybody.
We also have a super chat from Jonathan Corona. Always helpful. Says, Denise, like I told Sean, don't forget to wear jackets, because Wednesday and Thursday, here comes more rain in SoCal.
So
Damn,
annoying.
I hate the rain.
Yeah,
Listen,
so
I
annoying.
am leaving Kentucky where it is sunny and 70 degrees to go to LA where it's going to be 55 and raining.
Yeah, but it's only on Wednesday and Thursday, and it's going to be like sporadic though. And then the sun will come out. You'll be fine. But you know what, Sean? Would you rather be, well, never mind. I was going to say, would you rather be in Kentucky with, yeah, you know what? Would you rather be in Kentucky with rain or in LA with rain? I will take LA with rain any day.
Kentucky, I can get anywhere I want in 10 to 15 minutes here. It's going to be 30 minutes just from my hotel to the media junket.
Not the same.
Thursday.
Sean, it's not the
Anyway.
same. Stop. It's not the same.
We got the Asuka Bianca video packages. We also got one for Charlotte. But KE775 says, no build to the Raw Women's title match on the show is a bad look. Triple H has to fix this post-Mania. The women's division is too talented to be ignored.
Why do you think they all just got videos today?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see them on Friday. Maybe it's a bit of a split. We'll see some videos for what we saw progression on Friday. I would like to kind of wait and see there, but I will say that I think that a lot of the women's storyline progression has been lazy, just in general, under Triple H. Like, there's a lot of stuff that could have been better, especially with the personalities that you have. You have so many great personalities at your disposal that can play off of things, and they haven't seemed to do it. That being said, I do think that the videos were very good.
They were very good, but we still need a little bit more. I do hope that they really stack up SmackDown on Friday. It's looking pretty good so far. They got some good stuff on there, but I think at this point it's like, man, we're just, we're 5 days away. I mean, they should have been doing these really big builds a long time ago, weeks ago, when we were sitting here talking about it.
Absolutely loved the backstage segment with Ali and Seth Rollins. He is positive Ali.
Do you feel positive Ali about it?
I do. I really like it. His getup was hilarious. He's basically doing the Positively Paige gimmick, and that was underappreciated at the time. There are some gimmicks I wish would be recycled. I mean, they basically did Waylon Mercy for Bray Wyatt. I remember when it looked like they were doing the Sean O'Haire Devil's Advocate stuff with Karrion Kross, and I was like, oh my God, he's perfect for that. I wish they would. So I think Ali is just smarmy enough to do this. And like, even like the way his hair looks is even sarcastic.
With the bucket hat.
Yeah. And I like that Seth Rollins brought this back full circle, Denise. He's like, do you remember when you were begging for a fight from me a few months ago? Now you got it. And Ali was like, well, I'm just here to help you now. But, he was talking his trash, and he whipped Ali's ass. This was not a long match, but considering where Ali is on the card and where Seth is on the card, I'm okay with that the week before Mania. Ali's in the Battle Royal. Seth is in a very high-profile match. So ideally, I would love them to have like a 10, 15-minute slapper on Raw, but that's not where either one of them is right now in this situation. After this, Seth Rollins gets the crowd to chant, and WWE under Vince McMahon could not book baby faces at all. They have kept Seth Rollins extremely likable. I thought that all of this was very effective when you don't have Logan Paul here. You got Ali doing his job, Seth doing his job, and they hype up the match.
Okay, so here's the thing about this. Now, even though it doesn't roll off the tongue very nicely, the positive Ali, I have to keep pausing to like actually think the whole word through. But
Yeah.
the fact that WWE gave him a word, a thing to kind of use, this may sound weird, but that to me has been the biggest sign that they might actually do something with him moving forward the next couple of weeks. Literally, just because he got a word to use. But
Do you
I can't
remember-
explain it. But based on how WWE is, to me, this is the best sign for Mustafa Ali that we might actually see more for him.
Do you remember, since we were talking about Stacy Keibler going into the Hall of Fame, do you remember what she and Test got over back in the day?
What was it? Remind me.
Testicles.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I didn't know what testicles were, though.
Were
back
you
then.
a testicle?
No, because I didn't know what testicles were back then, Sean.
They were Test fans.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I still did not know. And I remember thinking about this.
What a bummer.
I know, I missed
I
out.
thought-
You got to understand that
thought-
there's a lot of things that just went over.
I
Didn't
figured you
know.
as a big-time testicle, Denise.
So, Sean, in regards
Yeah.
to this match,
Okay.
I will say this. I thought it was a nice little sprint of a match. It was fun. And you know what? Things are looking positive, Ali, for
Yeah, they are.
Mustafa Ali. I have to think about
they
it.
Dick Burns says, Ali loves that hat. And Rob Reed says, you hit it on the head with positive Ali and positively Paige. And the thing, it's like it's been 20 plus years since the positively Paige thing. And I know that a lot of those stick out in the memory a lot more than like gimmicks that were in the 70s and 80s, because there's a lot more footage of it. And we've got social media that constantly reminds us, but I'm okay with them recycling stuff. I mean, Shawn Michaels is recycling his whole damn career on NXT.
Yeah.
He's doing
yeah.
every damn thing. He's about to have somebody break their back on a casket next week. Like poor Roxanne Perez. Like Triple H is just going to show up and throw her through a car window or something. Like that poor girl can't escape Shawn Michaels' career at this point. Everybody keeps saying Carmelo Hayes is the next Shawn Michaels. No, he's looked at Roxanne and he said, you little girl, it's going to be you. So I say, why not on the positively Paige thing? Tom Brady says, any word on update or Jay White going at Mania? Cody says, will Phil Scourb be at Mania? No word on either one of those. Jonathan Corona says, a freaking Corey Graves line. Kevin Patrick, you got something happy to say. Too late, their turn. I don't know.
What?
I don't understand that reference. Maybe
I
clarify
must have
that
missed
for
it.
me.
I don't know.
Clarify that one for me, friend. I do not get that one. Orlando says, from these matches, which one are you most excited for? Omos versus Brock, women fatal 4 match, or men fatal 4-way tag match?
Oh, the men's fatal 4-way tag match for sure.
Yeah, I think that one will be a banger. Based on what I saw out of Brock tonight, I would like to see Brock in those 5 minutes that they're going to get going about 234 miles an hour. I want to see him.
Yeah, and how fast is Omos going to go?
0, but it doesn't matter. Like I just need Brock to go 1,000,000 miles an hour, just mow down Omos.
I have a feeling that this is going to be on either end of the spectrum. It's either going to be really hella entertaining or it's going to be the worst thing we've ever seen.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about that.
It's not going to be anywhere in between. It's either going to be really shitty or really good.
Listen, they had this weigh-in, and they originally had like towels planned for the weigh-in because they wanted it to be similar to Brock's UFC thing. Well, somebody clearly didn't understand what that is. When you have a towel at a weigh-in, it's because you have to get naked to make the weight. You're taking off your shorts and everything, and they're covering you up with the towel. And the reason for, like, Brock never needed, well, maybe he did because he was cutting to 265 pounds because UFC's heavyweights have a limit, and it's 265. But with this, there's no weight limit, so nobody needed to get butt naked for this. So they at some point today they went, why the hell are we bringing the towels? Maybe about the time that Fightful Select posted the Select Portions update that mentioned that. So they just completely scrapped that. They did have the scale. Brock picked it up and tried to hit Omos with it, but it didn't work. Brock also goes like 900 miles an hour. We ain't seen him at the ropes like that in maybe 20 years, Denise.
I'm going to say this. Brock kind of looks like he's having a good time with this.
Yeah.
It's weird, but I don't know. Based on how he seemed today, I kind of thought that I got the vibe from Brock that this ain't too bad. Like, he's in there and he's going to have a good time with this.
Do you remember his first match back after he came back and he did that wild ass jump like off the stairs over the top rope and his knee got caught?
Oh,
it was horrible. But Brock is like one of the biggest freak athletes. He's the Bo Jackson of pro wrestling. Like he can do physically.
Which is why we're getting this dream match with Omos.
Of course, because people want to see him F5 Omos. But this was Brock looking intimidated is something you don't see a lot. So I think that was kind of a decent build, but I feel like they harmed the potential intrigue of Omos so much last year. I wish they would have done, like I mentioned, and made it a big deal when he got knocked off his feet, when he got slammed, and when he got pinned. And then you keep him strong after that. But to me, him just simply not being on the show isn't him being strong.
Look, I'm going to be honest. When this match was first announced, I would have preferred to eat a jar of pickles. But after this, the last couple of weeks, I hate pickles. That's how badly I hated this match.
Women generally love pickles.
Jesus Christ, Sean.
But not like that. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. That's just the thing. Women love pickles, huh? Listen, it's just a known fact, huh?
Hit me up in the chat. Have you noticed that women generally love pickles?
The point is,
listen, I used to work at a car wash. And
oh my God, what was happening at this car wash, Sean? This is a family show.
Listen, and pickles were very popular. And then I noticed this pattern. Listen, the next place that I worked at,
they
were very popular with women. They would say
something you're
going to Walmart, I'm getting a jar of pickles. They would snack on them all day. Maybe it's a Kentucky thing. Look at this.
Wait,
oh yeah, they love them. Denise, you get weird. Listen, I'm not saying it's only a women thing, but look, had an ex who would drink pickle juice.
I'm sorry, but that's disgusting. Listen. Okay, I don't even know if you're being serious or not being serious.
Dead serious.
Anymore.
I'm dead serious. I noticed this like over a decade ago.
No, so you're being serious. Like when you're talking about pickles and women loving pickles, you really mean the pickle.
Yeah. I'm not talking about them shoving them crazy places like you are, Denise. I have some decorum. I'm a professional.
Okay, because I'm just saying, I thought you meant something else. Okay, the point that I'm trying to get at here is that I really hated this Brock Omos thing, all right? And I hate pickles. I would have much preferred to eat a jar of pickles than watch this match when it was first announced. However, within the last couple of weeks,
you're saying
for some
it wasn't
reason,
that much of a decision because women love pickles.
For some reason, I don't hate it that much anymore, okay? If I hated it at 100%, I hate it 40% now, okay? What can I say? I'm not made out of stone.
Listen, guys,
I have a little bit of interest in this for some reason.
Step host is out here saying, oh no, Step viewers, I'd rather get my hand stuck in this pickle jar and I need some help out than watch this match. That's all I'm saying, is that's what she's saying.
I also really do think it's nasty, though, when people are eating those pickles in the pickle bags and I see them at the state fair with the pickle bags. I'm like, oh. Okay.
We get the big turkey legs here, and I always fall for it.
I like the bacon wrapped turkey legs. Those are good.
I am such a mark for like those big drumstick, those turkey legs, and like really fair food in general. Like, and where I move, they've got one.
Do you have like the Kentucky State Fair, kind of like the LA County Fair, Orange County Fair? Do you have that?
Yeah, I think that's in Louisville though, but
it's just a bunch of fried food.
We've got like, I don't know what kind of fair it is, but it's actually not far from where I live at a park. And I fell for the food. I went there like twice last year. I fell for the food and it sucked. Took one bite, wasted like $10-15.
Yeah, don't ever eat a turkey
More
leg
like an
at Disney.
unfair.
No, don't ever eat a turkey leg at Disney, by the way. I heard a rumor that supposedly it's emu. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a rumor that it's not even a real turkey. It's like emu or something.
Well, you'll be going from emu to emo if you don't get nordvpn.com/Fightful. Get 4 additional months free, 30-day money-back guarantee, and a great deal. NordVPN.com/Fightful does so many things. It's the fastest VPN in the world, but it shields your data from snoops and criminals. Also, I'm going to be flying from Louisville to LA and then back. I'm going to make sure that I need my data safe, secure when I'm on that public Wi-Fi, because let me tell you, I'm going to be on that Spirit Wi-Fi. I ain't trusting them at all. My NordVPN, exactly. My NordVPN going to be working overtime when I'm on that trip. Also, you can access content that you can't usually get in the States. Like it's a hot period for TV shows. We're talking like Succession, Yellow Jackets, all that good stuff that's coming out now. You can watch it a little bit earlier when you got nordvpn.com/Fightful. Don't have to wait till 3 a.m. Eastern. Not with nordvpn.com/Fightful. And their newest feature protects you from ads, trackers, and malware. No more annoying pop-up ads. You get secure and private access to the internet, and it works on all of your devices. They've got extensions for Chrome, Firefox, Edge, Android Linux, Android TV, Windows, Mac, iOS, all that good stuff, and up to 6 devices with one subscription. You can choose from over 5,500 NordVPN servers in 60 countries because you're changing your virtual location with just one click. You can make yourself seem like you're in America or overseas. NordVPN.com/Fightful.
Sean, I had to mute myself. I feel so bad that you're flying Spirit. I'm sorry, but it's just
limited
too
interactions.
funny.
Amish Electrician says the pickle commentary is jarring. And Rob Wilkins says, thanks again, Denise, for being on Coexisting After Dark. Check that out on FightfulSelect.com. In addition to that, we broke a pretty big CM Punk story, which got heavily adjusted. We were going to break that over the weekend or today, but due to that post, we pushed it up quite a bit. I did the Backstage Report podcast today where I walk you guys through the process of putting that story together. And the big thing that we broke in that was Tony Khan and CM Punk have been talking, and things were progressing seemingly well. So check that out, guys. Today we had the Backstage Report podcast, select portions, updates. For some reason, I was asking about the brand-to-brand invitational, so we had something on that. And we had the Raw rundown. We're going to have a bunch of stories all week. It is just $5. And I know some of you go, why would anybody ever pay for wrestling news, but it's going to be on Twitter later? Well, because as you found out, ain't always reliable on Twitter. Ain't always reliable on those other sites. There is not an aggregator I haven't had to reach out to be like, hey, not what we said. Get it straight from the source. Here's my pitch. If you don't want to subscribe, steal someone's credit card and subscribe with that. That's all I'm saying. Commit some identity fraud is all I'm saying. FightfulSelect.com. That's my pitch. You also get like 40 podcasts a month. It's a good deal. Pavement Cut Your Hair says first inductee class into the AEW Hall of Fame. I think they would do 1 or 2 people, but
Jericho. Or would it be too soon?
I think it'd be Jericho. Orlando Orrego says Raw was a pretty good show tonight. Crowd was on fire for the matches. The crowd was very, very good. And Orlando Orrego says my matches at Steel Mania will be Logan Seth, Rhea Charlotte, and IC 3-way. Any matches you feel will steal the shows. If I've got to pick one that isn't that, I'm going to say Asuka and Bianca. What
did they say? What did they pick?
Logan Rollins.
That was the one I was going to say. Yeah. But fair. Besides that one, the triple threat with Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew.
Pavement Cut Your Hair says, what's the best, most affordable way to watch WrestleMania? I'll tell you, you could get the old WWE Network interface by using NordVPN.com/Fightful and not have to deal with Peacock. Alex Diaz says, what's your official prediction on what match closes Mania Night 1? Will LA Knight wrestle at Mania or do a segment with Stone Cold? I hope so. I really hope he does. I think he'd be perfect for it. But I think the Usos and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn end up main eventing. I don't know that for sure, but I think they do.
That's the one I'm hoping for. So but it's different to hope and to actually think what they're gonna do. I hope that it is, but I do have a strong feeling that they might go with Charlotte and Rhea.
Caden says the Omos theme was a banger. And Pavement Cut Your Hair says, is it true? I don't know how to pronounce that. Gideon will be in Logan's Corner at Mania. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
Gideon?
JM Malagrito says, I think WWE's women's storyline kind of revolved around the 4 horsewomen. Now it's in disarray. Hopefully it gets a refresh after Mania. I know, and that's a thing that we always used to say under Vince was, okay, well, they'll reset after. And the big rib was, no, they won't.
There was no excuse for these terrible builds.
Yeah.
No excuse.
What match would I have open night 2 of Mania? Bianca and Asuka. I would have that. Oh, yeah. I would have that open up and set the tone. And boy, they'll kill it. They will absolutely kill it. Nerd Guru says, I've said many times, give Becky a mic. She can sell any feud or match. This women's 6-woman tag has a better build than both women's title matches, which is a shame. Becky versus IYO kicked all the ass. Run that back, please. Effortless chemistry. I agree. Incredibly good chemistry.
Is that the build hasn't even been great for that either. It's just that they've actually have had better, the mic work has been better and just, no, you know what? No, I disagree with that statement now that I put a little bit more thought into it.
It's been longer because they've been doing it for months and months.
I think we've just seen more from it, but look, I know that the Charlotte Flair SmackDown promo wasn't that great, and I know that that could be a lot better, but I did like a lot of what Rhea had to say in some of her previous promos. I just think that the 6-woman one just has been going a lot longer, but damn, you know what? Maybe I do go back on this statement. I go back. It is the 6-woman tag that's been better built. Damn, sorry. I had to go back and forth on that one.
Matthew England says LA Knight is advertised for the Andre Battle Royal. I know, but you never know what can happen the next night. Deontay Swainer says, on the road to 100 hours of wrestling this week, already at 24. Got Stardom, New Japan, and more shows. I'm excited. All love Denise and Sean. Good luck, my friend. That's
a lot.
That sounds like a good week. To me, even a bad week of wrestling beats a good week of anything.
What's the max wrestling hours that you think you can do straight watching?
What do you mean straight?
Like in 24 hours, can you watch 24 hours straight of wrestling is what I'm saying.
No, absolutely not.
No, I think I could do because I've done 8 or 10 at WrestleMania. What's the longest?
I've done 20 before.
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
I think I did 20 1 year for Mania whenever I think Flow Slam was at its peak. I think I did 20.
I think the most I can probably do is 12. But that would require a lot of snacking.
It was close. It was close to being an all-nighter during, I think it was 2017, 2018, maybe. I can't remember. But we were covering every indie thing then because a lot of my thing was WWE wasn't giving me interviews then. So I was like, okay, I'm going to interview at least one person on every goddamn show WrestleMania week. And I did. We got something from every single show that I could find promoted. Which fortunately Joey Janela was on 6 of them. So he promoted a bunch of them. But fortunately, we can do that and get WWE stuff for you this week. So stay tuned to youtube.com/Fightful. Jonathan Corona says, Corey Graves and Kevin Patrick, you got something happy to say, too late their turn. When they were singing Seth's theme song. Okay, that's what Jonathan Corona meant. It was a line when they were singing Seth's theme.
I didn't even notice.
Finn Balor promo. This was really good. I liked this a lot. This is one of the best things I thought of the feud was Finn Balor. And again, this hasn't been the Finn Balor we've seen for a long time because Judgment Day has become more like WWE's Bullet Club. They've
He's
been
been
more like,
super cheesy lately.
yeah.
Super cheesy.
But I thought this was good.
This was good when he said that there's nothing more dangerous than a caged demon, and then you get the little shots of them fading in and out, the demon persona in and out, and then finally they announced that the demon Finn Balor is coming. I was like, yes, thank you, just give it to me straight. This was great. What can I say? I'm excited-ish for it. I'm still a little bit curious to see how long this match is going to be, but I'm hoping for some good quality stuff, which is kind of weird that you're thinking about this match. It's a Hell in a Cell, and I don't feel like very many people are talking about this match. I almost even forgot it was happening until literally today on Raw.
Me too.
It's not like a top 5 match that I think about.
It's being overshadowed a lot.
Yeah.
The Austin Theory promo kicked so much ass.
Really?
God, I love this. It was him in an empty arena. I thought it was great. Yeah.
Oh man, I hated it.
Why?
Oh my God, I could not get into it. And I think when I tweeted this out, was my issue with it was mainly just because I didn't like
He's white.
Concept. What?
Because he's white.
I didn't like the concept of going out there with no people. I thought it was dumb.
Oh, I loved it. They would have wadded him to death. So I thought that was better because Austin Theory was taking away. I thought he was taking away the thing that John Cena was using. Like it was him saying, "You're telling me I've got to answer to them, but I don't. I'm literally right here, not answering to them, and this is still going to make air." Like it was him saying, I don't really give a shit about what the audience thinks. And you can't, is this you trying to please the fans? Because he's not even showing up for the fans on Raw. He's actively on the show every single week. And he's still like, no, I don't care. And I also won't care next week when I beat you like you just said that I would. That's how I took that.
Yeah, and I get your perspective from it, but for me, it was very hard to get into because I'm like, oh no, right away I got like PTSD trauma from like the pandemic era, and I was like, oh no, stop right now. Why do you keep saying that? Oh, Denise hates all the white people on the show.
I'm just saying. Jonathan Corona says, so let's say Disney buys WWE.
Hold on, by that logic, my favorite wrestler is supposed to be Dominic then.
He spoke Spanish in his promo. I can translate if you want me to. But Jonathan Corona said, so let's say Disney buys WWE. I want to see Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper versus the Bloodline. Damn, that would be a good match. I would love to see crossovers. I don't care. As long as it was entertaining. But I'll tell you what was entertaining. I haven't even seen Goodfellas, but I thought this was the best trailer that we saw out of WWE, the Bloodline Goodfellas.
Sean, we need to talk. We're about to have a serious conversation. This is what I don't understand. You've tweeted so many times, I haven't seen Encino Man. I haven't seen Shawshank Redemption. I haven't seen Goodfellas. I'm like, you lived in Kentucky for years in this like middle of nowhere. What did you do with your time?
Denise, I smoked weed and trained MMA for forever.
You couldn't watch these classic movies? How are you missing so many movies, but yet you had time to watch? What's that dumb movie you made me watch that was like super relatable to you? What was it called again? The one that you made me watch, the one with the snakes and the firecrackers?
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. But you had time to watch Joe Dirt.
Listen, if me watching Joe Dirt doesn't just endorse that I was smoking that ganja and dumping people on their heads, I don't know what else does.
I'm sorry. I just don't get how every time I go on your Twitter, there's a new movie that you haven't seen that's a freaking classic. And I'm like, how has he, like, what were you doing, Sean? All right. But anyways, I agree with you. I think this one was definitely the best one. I thought that all of the acting that they all did was really good because Paul Heyman.
Giving humps, Denise.
Paul Heyman. Damn you. Paul Heyman. I don't even remember what I was going to say. All I can remember.
And somebody says Joe Dirt was culture. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little line.
No, I don't want to hear another Joe Dirt rant. Please.
Muted. The reason I had Denise watch Joe Dirt is because there was a very, very important line in there, and I've recited it to my staff many, many times. When I got into media, I wanted to be like super serious journalist. And as I went along further, I realized, you know what? Maybe that's not the best use of me. Maybe that's not what I'm best at. I'm better as a reporter. And sometimes it's reporting things that I don't even care about. And I use the snakes and sparklers line of thinking that G-Bro says. And that's when Kickin' Wing is selling fireworks, but all he has is snakes and sparklers. And Joe Dirt goes, why? And he said, well, those are the only ones that I like. And Joe Dirt says, well, that's why you're failing, because you don't have any whistling kitty chasers or like fried bungholes or whatever the hell it was that he said. Sometimes you got to sell some stuff that you don't like, that you don't care about. There you go.
We're just not the same, Sean. We're not the same.
Life
and I
lessons.
can't believe I sat there and I watched this movie just
Listen,
because you made me.
This person says, I'm pretty sure I quote Joe Dirt more than I ever do Goodfellas.
Stop it. I would stop. That movie was something else.
Izzy asks if weed's even legal in Kentucky. No, I'm a hardened criminal. I only smoked weed because I broke my neck, and it's how I got to sleep. But hey, if anybody wants to help me out in LA, please. I'm not soliciting drugs on the air. I promise.
Don't worry.
But
I have a bunch of weed for you, Sean.
What is it?
I have a bunch of weed for you.
Do you?
Yeah. I do. What? You don't believe me? Do I not look like I smoke weed?
No.
I don't.
Not at all. Listen, I'm not going to judge you if you don't, but no, listen.
I saw weed I don't care why anybody else smokes it.
Somebody's saying it's fine without injuries, but I mean, that's the reason why I don't is because I don't want to get high. And then all of a sudden at 8 p.m. at night, I get a message from Jeremy that says, Sean, Hulk Hogan has taken a dump out of a moving truck going down the freeway. And then I got to cover it just blazed off my ass. Like, I just don't want to do that.
You know, what's
weird,
the
punchline,
Denise? For a second, though. You bought it for a second. For a second, you were wondering,
no, I didn't
smoke weed.
Not
you did.
Bit.
I fooled you for a split second.
Absolutely not.
But no, for real, I've never smoked weed in my life. But I did see weed one time. I've only been up close to weed one time, and it was at GCW. And it was one time
Denise,
I saw it. I was just like, what? It was one time I saw somebody with it. That was it. And I was like, amazing. Oh, that's what weed looks like. What's worse, I'm not going to tell you who it was, but I said this to the person and I just told myself, oh my God, Denise, why the did you say that out loud? Like, why did you tell this person that you were seeing weed for the very first time in your life? It was so embarrassing. Like, I wanted to die. When I said that, I was like, you could not be more of a pathetic loser than at this moment right now.
I don't think that makes you a loser.
But it was embarrassing, Sean. I'm 30 years old and I saw weed for the first time like last year.
I mean, I remember the first time I saw Coke and I said, what the fuck are you doing out loud?
I've never seen Coke. No, thanks. I've never even seen it, been near that. I don't know. I haven't seen any of that.
I screamed, what the fuck are you doing? And the person said, oh, do you want some? And I said, no. Also, leave, because it was a place that I resided.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Anyway, Yes Boy says, can we talk about that quote? You really are a funny tribal chief. So Solo pushing back a little bit in this skit. That was good. Do you think it's foreshadowing, Denise?
I think it has to be. Or do you think we're reading too much into it? Or you think they just did it for like to get kicks in the actual spoof?
I think it's both.
Okay. You think maybe they did it and then now they're like, we have something here and we can just kind of go from there.
I do. I think it's one of those things that it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll pique some people's interests here. I like it. I thought it was good.
But can I just say Paul Heyman did a really great job.
Hey, the Bengals signed a tight end. Hell yeah. Nice.
Okay, this isn't a Bengals podcast.
It can be. Not so magical Mike says, not going to lie, I'd love it if Theory was the only champ to retain. I wouldn't hate it either, honestly. Gabe Horn says, any rumors and news on post-Mania call-ups? I feel Breaker and Waller were the favorites. I think the loser of Carmelo and Breaker probably goes up. That's what I think. And I've long thought that Casey and Caden were going to come up. Like, what more can they possibly do in NXT?
Yeah, even when they were champions, there was only so much that they had them do.
Izzy says, does having wrestling as a job hurt the experience? As though at times you have to watch, not because you want to. I mean, I love my job. Like, I've said this
Okay,
before.
be honest. If you weren't doing this job, would you tune into Raw every week?
No, I wouldn't. I would watch it on DVR, I'd
probably watch the highlights. Yeah.
I'd probably watch the highlights, or I just wouldn't watch 3 hours of it. I mean,
right.
But
I wouldn't be here at 5 p.m. sitting down.
Yeah, but there's like I don't watch a lot of 3-hour movies, honestly.
Well, we've deciphered you haven't watched any big movies, Sean. We've established that.
I don't really watch any. I don't watch 3-hour baseball games on TV. I don't watch.
Do you not really?
No.
I'll watch sports. It's different. I feel like sports you should be able to watch like everything straightforward.
I'll tune in like the 5th inning, and I'll do the catch up through key plays thing that's on YouTube TV. I watch football for 3 hours. I'd watch that for 4 or 5 hours, but that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But no, I love wrestling more than anything too. Cyclops says, hope everyone is at peace with Bianca beating Asuka at Mania, because no way Bianca ever loses at Mania, as she shouldn't. I'm in agreement. Bianca is undefeated at WrestleMania. I think they should continue that streak, and I think she should be Mrs. WrestleMania and have absolute bangers and win them all.
If she didn't lose to Bayley, and that was a really interesting feud that I was really into, I don't think she should be losing to Asuka.
Yeah. Lake says, I was at a Slipknot concert last year, and 4 elderly people in the row in front of me were passing around a joint back and forth. It was so funny. And Trey Cash, man, he sent a very generous Humper chat. Thank you so much. He says, hey, Sean, I know they say no one knows if they're going to win their matches at Mania. Do you really think someone like Roman would not know when he's going to drop the belt? Can't see them not giving him a heads up. Thanks. I'm sure that Roman has an idea based on what he's doing after WrestleMania, whether or not he's going to win. I mean, we even had Lance Storm say outright, during my time there, I was never told to finish before the day of. Because I've been asking people about the gambling thing, and I've got a story that's going to come on that in a few weeks, hopefully. But they were like, well, we don't usually get told until the day of anyway. For example, Denise and Trey, the day one catastrophe that they had where it was a fatal 4-way and Big E got screwed and then Brock won. Nobody in the 4-way originally even knew who was going to win that match. They only knew Brock was getting added and he was going to win. So a lot of those people don't know. But a guy like Roman, he knows he knows what his next feud is. Like, Roman is very aware of if he's going to feud with Cody Rhodes or if he's going to feud with Solo Sikoa or Sami Zayn or whatever that may be. But I don't know. I guarantee you they ain't just out there telling randoms, oh, hey, Cody's going to lose at Mania. That's just not what's happening right now.
Right.
We had the Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Street Profits defeating Alpha Academy and Viking Raiders. I thought this was fun. It was a nice little promotion for this weekend's match. Poor Eric. His nutsack has just got to be flattened like a penny on a railroad track after Ricochet hit that swanton directly onto his ball sack, Denise. That was brutal.
Poor guy. This was fun, but yeah, tired of the coexisting stuff. I hope they just change it to, can they get along? I need to hear a different word in my ears.
This was fun, though.
Shout out to Montez Ford, by the way, for that awesome finish. It was cool.
He looked great. Did you see that picture of Cody with Braun on his shoulders this weekend?
I did see that. Will posted that. Cool. Yeah.
That looked so cool. Looked so great.
I didn't realize.
Shout out to Will. You can catch him on Day After Dynamite every Thursday, and of course, Grapsody. And he's doing the WrestleMania review with me. Big Redhead 75 says, "Weed Talk with Wrestling Talk." Man, I love you guys. We had Baron Corbin backstage, and I love like the new aspect of bum ass Corbin. Like it's not even bum ass Corbin. It's he can't even get attention Corbin because Chelsea Green just slides right in and
Dude,
does
I was trying to remember right now. When did Baron Corbin come out on the show?
exactly.
And then you said Chelsea Green. I was like, oh yeah, now I remember. I
And I
completely
love
forgot he was on the show.
what I like is when two completely unrelated characters have a segment and one is able to benefit from the other. And this is Baron Corbin not getting any attention and getting really frustrated that he's not getting opportunities. And then Chelsea Green shows up and she just bitches and whines every week. And Sonya shows up and then Adam Pearce goes, yeah, fine. You complain, you get what you want. You guys have a match. And they won the match. So they're going to Mania. So Corbin's just sitting around like, I thought this worked out well. It worked out great for Chelsea, great for Sonya, great for Corbin. And again, I thought it worked out great for Adam Pearce too.
I didn't remember squat about Baron Corbin during this. Like this whole focus to me was about Chelsea and Sonya. And I did love that they got paired up together because they were both busting Adam Pearce's balls for weeks, man, annoying the poor guy. And so for them to come together, and he even made fun of he said that they could be called the complaint department as a tag team name. I thought that was really funny. And yeah, I'm glad that they were added to this match. It was fine. I'm happy to see them added to it.
Yeah, I am too. Jay Miller says Chelsea Green has had 3 different tag partners this month. Make it make sense. Carmella was on Wheel of Fortune tonight. Well, they filmed that quite a while back. I don't know why Carmella hasn't been around. Nobody around there has been told. But Chelsea, I mean, obviously something happened with Carmella, so she's not there. I think Sonya is a good one as well. I thought Carmella was the best fit, but Sonya isn't bad because not only it.
She has the history of also irritating Pearce.
But I love the complaint department as their name.
Yeah.
But I like it because Sonya can draw on her experience as a former manager. She can be like, I was a manager, so I know how it's supposed to go. Like, I think this could be really, really good.
Yeah. I kind of like this pairing a little bit better, actually. It gives Sonya something to do, too. Something different, something new.
Yeah. Got the Dom promo saying he wished Eddie was the real father. He said this recently, though. Like
and what was worse was that he said he hadn't said it before. And I'm like, bro, you just said it. I even thought to myself, am I crazy? Because I've heard this before.
He absolutely did. Then he cut a promo in Spanish. Denise, what did he say?
No, you translate. You're an expert, Sean. Come on, show your chops. You told me you were practicing Spanish. This is it. Oh, yeah. All of a sudden you're muted, huh? Okay, well, this is what Dominic said. Dominic said that I'm translating already, Sean. You can stop miming. I'm doing the translation. Dominic Mysterio basically said that that Aaliyah and Angie, stop it, it's distracting me. That Aaliyah and Angie would always side with Rey Mysterio and that they didn't care about him and that Aaliyah was worthless. And then he also said that everyone was jealous of him because he was taller and more handsomer than Rey Mysterio.
Okay, that's exactly what I was saying. Sorry. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. Drew Nicholas, by the way, watch the Mania watch along. I believe he'll be on it this weekend. He says, I'm now sold on ex-con Dom. Couldn't get into it through this whole build, but they got to give him credit for the mega heat he gets. They don't even what chant him, and they what chant Bailey. That's a very good point.
That is true. And the big takeaway from this, though, is that I didn't know if Dominic could speak Spanish or not. I really thought he was like a no sabo kid. And I know you don't know what that is, Sean, so I'll just move forward. But I really did think that, like, I had no idea he could even bust out a couple of sentences in Spanish. Like, legitimately no idea.
I thought this was great. The crowd ate up the Spanish. Huh?
Never mind. Keep going.
The crowd ate up the Spanish promo too.
He needs to I think they should have done that a long time ago. And because here's the thing about Dominic, and I don't know if you've seen this on like social media, but he gets a lot of freaking hate. Like people who legitimately like him and also dislike him. Also like Latinos, they don't like Dominic. they don't. So if he were to really like heal it up with the Spanish, I think people would be even more like this freaking kid, because people legitimately do not like him. Like I've seen like they've been worked, and I've seen it in the comments. I see the comments all the time. But yeah, so I think he can actually add that a little bit more. And if he really amplifies that in LA, I think he'd get a really good reaction.
Sheldon says, I feel for Priest, the OG member of Judgment Day with Edge, joining last year, and he's the only member to not have a match at Mania 1 year later, and he's still not having a match. Well, I mean, Damian, like, if he never had another Mania match, he's already had a pretty great WrestleMania career with the Bad Bunny thing, but I would use him an awful lot. He should be helping out with the other people on the show. Like,
I
get
kind
him
of want to
involved.
see Dominic come out like in a lowrider. I want to see him like act all like he's a gangster, you know, like a fake gangster, but like really amplified a little bit more than he already has. Just amplified a lot. I think that would be really funny.
We had a backstage segment. It was like a casting list at a high school play. Everybody was like checking out to see if they were in the Andre Battle Royal. Hey, they could subscribe to FightfulSelect.com because I had that specific list on
Didn't
there
they already
today.
post a graphic on
Yeah, but we had the official list that they were posting tonight.
Oh, okay.
The official
But they had
one.
the graphic with all their pictures.
But anyway, Lashley slaps Elias on the shoulder. Don't undermine the paywall, Denise. We had the very list that they posted
but I'm saying
tonight.
WWE today was like
muted.
But I'm just saying it's making it seem like they didn't know they were in the match.
Lashley in the damn Battle Royal on SmackDown, and this Hall of Fame class feels lackluster, says Andrew. Denise, are you going to the Hall of Fame?
I haven't decided yet. I have 3 events on Friday that I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make it to all 3.
I would love to see Muta really badly because he's the first wrestler I ever saw with Sting and Flair, but it's a long night. It'll be by the time that ends up airing, I'll be very tired. Or by the time it ends up happening, even.
Oh, you're gonna be tired faster, huh? Because it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You'll be tired at like 7.
Mike says, if you had to give an honest prediction, do you see Lashley having a match or a segment at Mania? Do you think he wins the Battle Royal? Yeah, I think he wins the Battle Royal. I think he'll probably knock the shit out of somebody. Probably spear the Miz or beat him up or something at the show. We have Gunther defeating Dolph Ziggler and a promo afterward. Man, Gunther is in such incredible shape. Of course, he's getting this win because, again, Ziggler's doing what he's doing, Battle Royal. Gunther is in a very highly anticipated match. I just love that this Raw audience got to hear the slap. And, I mean, it's largely the same audience, but still, you never know. And I thought that this worked out very, very well. You want Gunther in there because, I mean, there are a lot of people that watch Raw that don't watch SmackDown. You want him in there against somebody that's going to make him look as good as possible. And I thought that Ziggler made him look as good as possible. Crowd was kind of quiet for this, except for the slap.
I hate that Gunther has sort of been like the third wheel in this. When he's the champion, he kind of does feel a little bit like the third wheel in this whole feud, though, with Sheamus and Drew.
Yeah. But I thought that he did well. I thought his promo was very good as well.
This was good. I liked it. I did like the promo as well. I thought that was fine. I thought this was a very quick way to get him in front of you. Like you said, you know, I don't want to say a new audience because I feel weird saying that, but just maybe people that, like you said, may not have seen Gunther on the regular basis.
Broadway Joe says, Sean, odds on how many seconds Passport Triple H tampers with Kaito Kiyomiya and offers him a contract. He is from Noah, for those who don't know. I mean, especially he's pushing 6 feet tall. He's the type of wrestler that Triple H generally likes, but I don't know. I don't know what his contract status is, but I could see why Triple H would like him for sure. Marcus Ryan says, how about calling up Indy Hartwell to team with Candice LeRae, then The Way returning or reuniting? Maybe a version of The Way, not with Austin Theory. Austin Theory is beyond that. I kind of like the Oddities idea that we had mentioned before, where they lead like this band of misfits, but Indy and just because Candice isn't doing anything, like why not? And poor Mia and Anderson and Gallows got hurt a lot by AJ getting hurt. Like it derailed everything.
And it shouldn't have happened that way, but hey.
Yeah. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats. Sami and KO promo, they reference PWG backstage. And I think it kind of foreshadowed that they would be on the end of the show, because it was like, did they really fly them in just to do this backstage thing? So we get the promo. What'd you think of it?
Man, I got the feels. I honestly got the feels because, dude, when I was in 8th grade, man, 5th, 8th grade, I don't even remember, in middle school, my uncle would take me to PWG. You know, I've seen them there. I got to experience that, and so hearing that, it kind of took me back to this, you know, what feels like centuries ago, and I can't even believe it. It feels like another world when I think about that, and it was nice. I really got the feels with this one. It got me right in the bones, right in the heart too.
Loved it.
This one.
I loved it. I did love the PWG references as well. Like,
did you see my picture?
I didn't see your picture.
Well, go see my picture later.
Okay.
It's on Twitter. I tweeted.
Reminder, guys, leave a thumbs up on this video. We are here every night. We're here every day this week as well. If you would be so kind, check out Fightful Overbooked on YouTube. That is just a whole different world of content with a lot of personalities that you see here on our main channel. What is it, Denise?
I put it in the private chat. Okay. You can see my picture.
Okay. But it's got a wealth of other personalities as well. Check it out. YouTube.com/FightfulOverbooked. Oh, it's you and El Generico.
El Generico.
Whatever happened to him?
No idea. Do you see who's in the back too?
I will look.
Look who's in the back to the left side.
Oh, is it the Young Bucks?
It's the Young Bucks. Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Damned.
That's like a whole other world.
How old were you then?
I don't know. It was in 2011.
Gosh, so
I'm 30 now. Do the math. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how to do math. It's so embarrassing. Stop. I feel exposed.
Cody and Heyman interviews. Sean Gardner says, "Is Cody losing at WrestleMania?"
He better not.
I agree. He better not.
That's too aggressive.
But what he did do was beat Solo Sikoa. I'm okay with this. I'm completely fine with it. What do we have here? It says, why did Cody win clean? Solo should stay strong. So the Usos tried their damnedest, but they were thwarted by KO and Sami. Cody gets the win. He dodges the spike, ends up hitting the crossroads. I thought they had a very good match. Again, you want Solo working matches like this with people like this. And a lot of people are like, keep him strong, keep him strong. He lost a main event of the Go Home Raw before Mania to the guy who was about to main event WrestleMania against a 2.5-year world champion. It's okay.
That's what I said last week.
Yes.
What I said last week. I couldn't believe that people were even upset about it. Are you kidding me?
It's okay for Solo Sikoa to lose to Cody Rhodes. It would not have been okay for Solo Sikoa to beat Cody Rhodes.
Can you imagine? I would have been pissed, honestly.
Yes.
I would have been pissed.
And they sold me a ticket, Denise. I thought.
Yeah.
I
thought it was a moment. After the Usos?
Yep. I thought it was happening. I liked the match. Cody is just having bangers. He's been having bangers for years, though. I can't believe this is a guy they used to they didn't jokingly call it. They sarcastically called him 3-star Cody for a long time. And I'll tell you what I like about Cody. He posted, or I don't know if he did or who did, but they posted the weight belt for Mania, and he wrote on the back of it all the promotions that he worked for after he left, except for, from what I understand, one problematic one that he didn't put on there. But AEW, All In, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and all the indies, even What Culture Pro Wrestling, which holds a special place in a lot of people's heart, is on there. I thought that's great. Cody, it's so funny. People say, don't forget where you came from. Cody came from WWE, but Cody didn't forget where he went after that as well. And I got a lot of respect for that. But I liked this match, Denise. I liked the interference aspect of it because this plays into the two, what I think will be main events on Saturday and Sunday. And it's like, where's Solo Sikoa going to be? How's he going to play into this? What about the Usos? Will they be around? Will they be in position to be around? This floats a lot of things in your head. Cody gets a win. Solo's in there against the WrestleMania main eventer. I loved everything about this.
And they also protected the Samoan Spike. He still hasn't used it on Cody Rhodes. He tried to use it last week on Raw. Remember, Cody blocked it, didn't get it. And then this time again, he tried it again, reversed it, got the crossroads, still hasn't gotten it. I thought that was also something to remember, like a key thing to take away from it. This was fun. And yeah, that one moment afterwards when you thought that Solo might have it for a split second, and then afterwards you get that really great shot of Paul Heyman. That was really funny. This was fun. This was a good match. This was definitely the highlight of Raw. I would say I didn't think anything really topped this. I thought this top to bottom was the best thing we got on tonight's show. And yeah, I pretty much like the story that they're going with here. And I'm happy that they protected the Samoan Spike for Solo Sikoa. And to me, Solo Sikoa loses nothing by taking this L. He should have been the one taking this L. I will not take any other argument.
I completely agree. We've got Sir Brendo, actually, Deontay Swainer says, adrenaline in my soul. I still love Cody Rhodes. Always happy to see Denise. Sean is cool and he's great. Excited for 2 Mania dates. Going to be an amazing show. Whoa. Much love, guys. So thank you so much. I am so excited that it's still 2 nights of Mania. It is a good method. Please keep doing it. Plus, I get a hold of those live events reports, and every single show, it's like highest grossing. You do 2 nights, you're making a lot more money. We got Deontay also saying, love that everyone loves Cody. It was rough being a Cody fan in 2019. Glad to see him getting his flowers.
How sad.
I agree. Veer says, the main event set the stage for Mania. They foreshadowed Zayn Owens brawling with the Usos. Does Solo avenge his loss by costing Cody and hosing us?
At WrestleMania? No, thanks. No.
Can't have the finish like that at Mania. Got to be clean as a sheet. The most I want to see is maybe them trying to interfere and Sami and KO saying, And
then that's the most, because I don't want to see any interference involved in this match whatsoever.
Yep. I
already told you I'm planning on rioting if we don't see a new champion.
Izzy says, don't like Roman only showing up two to 3 times before Mania. Just feel let down by the build since it's the first Mania I'll be at.
I don't blame that. I agree with that statement.
I agree with that. I agree with Logan Paul. I think John Cena either should have been around more or filmed more. They filmed something with him in Tampa with Austin Theory, and it never aired. Maybe it was for the game or something. But if you have Cena there, you can.
They could have inputted it today instead of like what they did with the earlier segment that they did with Theory.
Yeah, have a via satellite that he filmed the day he was there. Like this isn't hard. I remember when they had him during the pandemic, Denise. They had him for like 2 or 3 days, and I was like, for the love of God, film him beating up Heath Slater in a squash match or something and put it on these pandemic Raws. Like, you've got him there. Use him while you've got him there and maximize him. And you got people that say, well, it wouldn't be special then. To hell with that. Give me a reason to watch this damn show.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's John Cena. I'll take anything. If it's pre-taped, I'm good. I don't care.
Sean Garner says, when are your Mania predictions? Maggie and Rob Wilkins will be doing theirs on Fightful this week, but I'll be joining Denise Tuesday on her channel.
That's tomorrow
as well. Yes. Lloyd Zypher says
3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay. Lord Zypher says, what time is it Pacific time? 3 Pacific time, you said? No, I legitimately forgot. What time was it?
No, you're trying to trick me. I'm not
Anyway, stupid. Lord Zypher says, any updates on what matches will be what nights? Cody and Roman is night 2. The tag team match is supposed to be night 1. Theory Cena night 1. Rollins Paul night 1. 6-woman tag match night 1. Lesnar Omos night 1, I believe, and Charlotte Rhea is night 1, I think. We'll see. I think the I can't remember. I felt like the men's showcase is supposed to be night 1 and women's night 2, but we'll see. Or the opposite of that, my bad. Women's showcase night 1, men's night 2 is what I thought. And I had heard that maybe Edge and Balor night 2. I don't quote me on that. And our last super chat, Sir Brendo says, Denise, what was the busted open experience like Saturday? Did you do it home or the studios? I was honored to be the first caller of the day.
I did it at home here, and it's kind of crazy because I have to wake up at 4 a.m. because I have a meeting at 5 a.m. and then we start the show at 6 a.m. And so I go all the way through to 9 a.m. and then afterwards I have to do some like other recording stuff. So then I'm there till like 9, 10 a.m. And then I take a nap and then I got right back up and went to another gig. But it was a really cool experience. There's a lot of stuff that I have to still like work on because I know a lot of people think it's just, oh, go on the air and start talking. But there's a lot of like technical stuff that I still have to work on in terms of like going in and out of commercials and all of that. And there's so many breaks and timing things out. So there's a lot of timing that, you know, because I've never been on radio before, it's my first time. It really is really cool to kind of learn, but I've already learned so much just from those 2 shows. It's a crazy experience. Like, and there's a lot of people that are working behind the scenes too, that people may not know about.
Guys, we are going to wrap up. List and your boy is at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Izzy says I don't know how to pronounce it. No Sabo has me rolling.
No Sabo kid. Do you want to know what that is, Sean?
I know what it is. I know it's a Hispanic person that doesn't speak Spanish.
Yeah, there you go. So you don't want to be a No Sabo kid. It's embarrassing. And you can get trolled for that, and then you can't defend yourself. It's too embarrassing.
Tell the people where they can find you, Denise.
YouTube.com/Denise Salcedo. Tomorrow is our prediction show. We'll be talking about WrestleMania Night 1, Night 2 preview/prediction show, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, @ Denise Salcedo. I was forgetting my own username.
Guys, thank you all so much. Again, we are here all week. Please subscribe to FightfulSelect.com. I promise you'll enjoy it. The podcast I did today about CM Punk, one you guys are going to want to check out. And, of course, we have Japanese wrestling coverage over there. We've got as much Joshi news as anybody these days, thanks to Scott Edwards. Until next time, guys.